Well, on that note, it is time to welcome our Alpha Manager on the show, Srinivas Rao Ravuri, Chief Investment Officer, Equities at PGIM India Mutual Fund. Mr. Ravuri, thanks for joining in. You know, I straight away want to ask about the one sector that seems to have dominant exposure in a lot of your funds, and that is banking. And that's the sector that's been on fire today and actually the last couple of months as well. So, I mean, how are you looking at this catch-up rally that's playing out in financials?
Yes, Surbhi, I think you used the right word, catch-up rally. In the last 2 months, we've seen the financial sector bouncing back big time. Essentially I would say on two counts. One is, as we can see from economy numbers, things are looking much better than what one was fearing, let's say till about September, October. So I think there is a clear reversal of that in terms of economic performance. Second is also on the banking sector's worries in terms of whether both growth and the provisioning cost. I think whatever we've shown till December, I think they are pleasantly surprised. And the third aspect, Surbi, also I think we need to remember is banking is still the largest weight in terms of their weight in the all major indices. So though you're right that we have a large exposure to financials, but overall as a fund house, we are still underweight on financials. I thought I wanted to make that point as well.
Okay, fair point. Srinivas, good afternoon. What have you made of this big NBFC rally? Of course, the banks have done well, but NBFCs have just gone through the roof. And I mean, do you have any of these stocks in your portfolio, especially the auto financiers?
We have exposure to one or two names, Anuj, but overall we are not so excited about NBFC versus the banking space. We are more positive on banking than NBFC, Anuj.
Okay. Now let's move to the rest of the market as well. You know, overall there's been this big rally play out, and you know we're coming on the back of a pretty strong earnings season as well. So how are you looking at it from here? You think it's going to be more about large caps, or will it be the turn of mid caps over the next couple of months to really blossom?
Sure. So I think according to me, you know, three things drive market. One is liquidity, you know, whether it is FI flows or domestic flows. And the number two is earnings growth. And third is sentiment. I would say till budget announcement, I think the only first two things were driving the overall market. We're seeing regular inflows from foreign investors. And also we were seeing improving earnings growth. Whereas I think budget added, you know, fighter jet fuel by whatever we saw in announcement. And also, if you see the third quarter numbers, today is 15th, though most of the results are out. The earnings growth that we are seeing is again pleasantly surprised the market. Overall, Nifty companies have reported a aggregate profit growth of close to 20%. Though the top line growth is still weakish, you know, lower single digit, but we are clearly seeing earnings momentum picking up. And I think that is what is driving overall markets. And when you see this kind of a rally, it is only natural that the overall broad-based activity we will see. And so I am positive on both large and mid caps as well. I think, you know, when you have this kind of a positive momentum, we will see activity across market cap and across sectors. And I think we are already seeing that.
Okay, well, just some statements coming in from Tata Motors, very interesting. Planning to make the company, I think, carbon emission free, net zero carbon business by 2039. In fact, they've given a complete blueprint of the new strategy for JLR. So future Jaguar models will be built exclusively on a pure electric model. So I think that's very interesting. That's the reason you've seen this bit of a move in Tata Motors. Srinivas, autos have had a big rally, but you know, are these stocks now perhaps running too fast? Would you buy these stocks, or do you have these stocks in your fund?
So, Anuj, we have some exposure to autos, but you're right. You know, if we are looking at only the current year or next year earnings, it is difficult to justify these valuations. But I think, Anuj, what we also have to remember is the market is also thinking that we are at the beginning of a next investment cycle. If that is true, I think then there is a long way to go. I think they would still say there is a a 50-50 probability of recovery of a capex cycle, let's say that the way what we saw in 2003 to 7 rally. But investment driven growth is definitely visible. We don't know as of today to what extent this will continue. But in that case, 1-2 years earnings are not so important. As we've seen in the consumption space, people are not looking at 1-2 years, but 3-5 year kind of earnings growth. When you see that, I think some of the stocks are still justified, but otherwise I agree. I think auto space is running ahead of valuation, definitely based on current year numbers or next year numbers.
Okay, so that's on autos. The other area that everyone's looking at now is telecom/internet/digital. So Srinivas, here, what's your sense? And a lot of the stocks that are available, because there's such limited, supply, the universe is small, they've already run up. Do you think that there's more headroom in prices?
So Surbhi, here we are more positive on the telecom play. Telecom players also become digital players. I think we are more excited to play this digital through them rather than pure e-commerce or pure internet businesses. Again, here valuations are very expensive on traditional metrics. That is where some leap of faith is needed. But however, we as a house, we as a PNG, we follow GARP, which is growth at reasonable price as an investment strategy. In that, I think very few companies qualify. So we do have some exposure, but I would say we are more positive on playing this theme to telecom rather than a pure play internet companies.
Okay, so Srinivas, let's then sum it all up and boil it down for the next, let's say, at least 2 quarters or so, 2 to 3 quarters. What do you think will be the defining themes and big trends in terms of just the price action we can expect in the market?
I think we have, beginning to witness that the activity that we are seeing in the old economy companies, even in PSUs, I think that is what I would say is defining. Anuj asked me about auto. In auto, it is more on CV side, which is again linked to investments rather than the consumption driven. So I think that is what is going to be crucial to watch out. We all know that next 2-3 quarters earnings growth is going to be great. Even today as we speak, FY22 earnings growth estimated is to be about 35%. So strong earnings season ahead, and also seems to be a change in the market composition. Last 3-4 years we've seen consumption driven rally. Looks like we are heading into a season where we will actually see old economy stocks doing well.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much, Srinivas, for joining us on the show today. Good chatting with you this afternoon. Well, let's just get back to the screen which remains as green as ever. The Nifty is still holding on to gains of almost 130 odd points. Let's see if there's any fresh movement. Of course, there's no stopping the banks, and Axis is really, tearing it today. 5% of an up move over there, and ICICI Bank is keeping it. Good company. Even the HDFC twins actually not too bad. So Anuj, Bank Nifty is now almost 3% on the higher side, 1,000 points of an up move coming through. And this is on the back of a very strong Friday. Which you was kind of signaled off, I remember, in the morning itself. So, how do you look at things now?
I think, Surbhi, look, there's a bit of a dichotomy between, what's happening in the money market and what's happening in the equity markets. Because, is this market sensing some kind of, a return of inflation and perhaps pricing power coming back, people getting higher salaries, higher increments, all of this, because this memory of 2004 to 7 is so fresh in my mind. It just keeps getting back to that phase.
Fresh? It's really faint in my mind. I thought, that era's gone.
No, it's not. For that was the best phase, Surbhi. I can tell you that was the best phase for all of us professionally as well. And I think our ESOPs, for example, at that point, was
a lot of businesses were like
exactly.
Really. Media was, of course, one of them.
Exactly.
A lot of businesses doing really well.
I mean, just getting back to that point, that this is otherwise you can't keep going up like this on a day-to-day basis. The market just can't keep going up on just one factor of liquidity. Yes, liquidity always supports the market, but there are other factors working for the market and have been for some time. And this quarter's earnings are telling you that as well, that there's clearly some pickup, and well, fingers crossed, this could well be the 2003 to 7 phase. The only caveat in 2003 to 7 phase, we had 3 big corrections as well. 30% corrections, not small corrections. So, bull market corrections can be vicious. We don't know when the trigger would come, but corrections would come along the way. Make no mistake about that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, by the way, that Tata Motors commentary, some very strong statements on our screens, also promising better margins, better cash flows, saying that JLR is on track to deliver some of those promises. And look at the way that stock is reacting. We'll do one thing. We'll actually discuss Tata Motors as well with our next guest. Let's take a break and then we'll come back with Tata Motors and a lot more. And also, of course, an insight into what the dealing room buzz is this Monday afternoon.